Now let us understand the concept of recursive function with the help of another example. So now the example is write a program to reverse a string using a recursion. What I have to do? I have to reverse a string. Okay. So how will you reverse a string? That is, to reverse a string you have to start displaying the content from the last. Right. Okay. So if you want to reverse write, then it has to be E, T, I, or and then W. That is, I have to write the last letter and then I have to move to the previous letter. Then print that and I have to move to the previous letter. So this is that is print the value and go to the previous character. Print the character, go back to the previous character. This is the recursive step where you have to stop when it reaches the first character. How will you find the first character in a string? The first character of a string will be stored in a zeroth index. So when the value will become 0, you have to stop that. What is that? That is your base case. So now let us write a program for this. So this is the program. So string reverse using a recursion. Def, the function definition starts here. So reverse is a function name. So yes is a string that you wanted to reverse, and n is the length of the string, because where you have to start, you have to specify. Okay. So and then if n is greater than 0, okay, if n value is greater than 0, what you want to do? You have to print that character. Print s of n. Okay. So if write is the string, so what is the length of the string? 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. So and the last character of a string will present in n minus 1. Okay. So that is handled here. So n will have the last that is it will store the index of the last character. So you're printing, print s of n. N is equal to, there is no space. Okay. You're printing e. So after printing e, what you supposed to do? You have to print the previous character. That is, you have to move back to the previous character. How do you do that? You are calling the recursive function reverse of s comma n minus 1. So what is the value here? It is 4 you have given. 4 minus 1, it will become 3. So it will call the reverse function with the value right and then 3. Okay. So you keep on call that until it will become 0. Elif if n is equal to 0, when n minus 1 value, that is the value will become 0, then what you have to do? You have to stop calling that function. So here print s of 0, this is your base case. So here there is no statement to call the function reverse. Okay. So at one point in time this will be reached and then it will stop calling the function, right? Okay. And this is a recursive case. Okay. So look at my main program. String is equal to input of enter a string, whatever the value you are reading, and then you are calling the function. The first call you have to make from the main statement, that is top level statement. So reverse of string comma length of string minus 1. Why is it so? So what is the length of string? Length of write is 5. Okay, but the last character is present in 4th index. So 5 minus 1, 4. So here it will come with the value and then n value is 4, that is which will store the last character, and you keep on printing it and then you will move back to the previous character. Okay. So when you execute this program and if you enter the string as there, then it will be reversed. Okay. So it will be reversed, that is a, y, a and then hd, and then if you enter another string, okay, so that will be printed. Okay. So here let us learn the execution order. So in which order it will be executed? So it will, first line it is a comment line, so this will not be executed. So it will execute the function header, 2 will be executed. After that it will come to 9. Okay. So it will read the value. So after reading the value, it will go to the next step, 10. So there is a function call statement reverse of. Okay. There is a function call statement. So the control will be transferred to the function definition. So 2. Okay. So it will execute and then if n is greater than 0, 3 will be executed. So the condition is satisfied, so it will execute 4 and then 5. So in 5 again there is a function call statement. So from 5 again it will go back to 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so and the value will be decremented. Again it will 2, 3, 4, 5. The value will be decremented. Okay, so that is whatever the value that you give, the n value, if n value is given as 4, so it will execute 4 times, and then in the last iteration it will stop executing 6 and 7, and after that it will stop the execution. Okay, this is the execution of order of this recursive program. Okay, so now let us understand this more clearly with the help of the particular image. Okay, so in the main part, what you have, enter a string and then there is a news. What is the that is value that I have given is news is the string that I have entered. Okay, so after that there is a statement. Okay, BP it's nothing but the function name which was given. Okay, so this is the function name, and then the string is news, and then n value is 3. So there is a function call statement. When there is a function call statement, so in the main part this will be called. Okay, the condition is satisfied, so it will print the value, the last character s will be printed. So with after printing the value, the second call, so still it is inside the function only. Okay, second call to the function BP is the function name. Okay, it's made. So now the value is, okay, so now the n value is 2, so the value with the value 2, so here again the condition is satisfied. So now n of 2 is what it is, w, so w will be printed. So print w, so w will be printed. Okay, and then again there is a another statement. Okay, there is a third call to BP. Okay, with the value 1, because n minus 1, so 2 minus 1 it will become 1. Okay, so when you call that, okay, again it will go here it will go. Okay, so here is the condition satisfied. Yes, the condition satisfied, so it will print the value in the first index. In the first index I am having e, so that will be printed, print s of 1. Okay, so that will print the value e. Again there is a fourth call to BP is made. So when it calls, the value will become 0. So when the value will become 0, okay, so here is the condition satisfied? No. So here that in the else part the condition is satisfied. So this condition, it's nothing but it is a base case. So with the base case it will print the value of n. Okay, so after that there won't be no more function calls. Okay, so with this it will stop the execution. Do you understand, dear? So that's all for today's session, dear. So in today's session we have learned what do you mean by recursive function. What is recursive function? A recursive function is a function which calls itself. So what is a condition to have a valid recursive code? So the recursive function should have two cases. One is base case, which should tell the function where to stop, and then there is a recursive case. Okay, there must be two cases. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Please go through the videos, okay, clearly, and then try to understand the concept more clearly. So after this you should be able to write your own recursive function. We will discuss some more examples, some more programs, okay, in the next sessions. Thank you, children.